Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for episode 165 of the MeepleCore Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple, and I'm joined by my co-hosts,
George Breden,
James Fitzgerald,
and Jennette.
The dice have been rolled, the wallets have been emptied, and our backpacks are full of games. MeepleCore has returned from Origins 2026, and we're bringing tales of epic plays, surprise discoveries, convention chaos, and cardboard glory. So raise your meeples high. This is our Origins Game Fair Experience episode. Enjoy the show. How is it going, everyone?
Great.
Awesome.
Our question of the episode is, what is your favorite gaming convention or specific convention that you went to? It doesn't have to be like Gen Con, but it could be like this one time at Lexicon, this happened and this made it my favorite convention experience. And that's not, but maybe Lexicon is really good, but maybe it's not your favorite.
Okay.
Who wants to share? George, you got something?
That's easy. This is easy. I am one day out from my favorite convention. It's the St. Paul DEF CON, which happens tomorrow and for the rest of the week.
What do you mean?
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Well, actually, I might have this posted on the day you're up there. That'd be cool. It'd be on the same day.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. This is delayed sometimes. Yeah.
We are covered. It does take me a few days to edit it.
Yeah, it's June, what is it? I don't know, 26th or whatever. I don't even know what day it is, but 26th through 28th, I think, this year. But it's up here in St. Paul. And it is a convention of deaf board gamers. It is a great time. My favorite thing. That's
cool. What about you, James? What you got?
Sounds like a cop-out, but I'd say Origins. It's always been my favorite ever since I started going, but I haven't gone to a bunch of different ones, mainly the local ones. But a close second would be CapCon we had last year.
Oh, yeah.
At the Capstone warehouse. It was a blast. I mean, it's very small. It was 100 people, I think, or so.
Yeah.
And it was just a blast. But Origins is always, I tell my wife I go there every year. So it's might as well schedule it, put it down on the schedule.
That's fair.
Origins is, it's just a good time. It's a good mix of board game playing and buying for me.
Ron, I know you're kind of newer to the board gaming conventions, but you can loop in horror cons if you want.
Oh, yeah. I would say really one thing, though, it's interesting is because I think Tim and I, would we do the second Gen Con together?
This will be, yeah.
No. The second Gen Con that was out. Didn't we do like one of the really early ones together?
It wasn't even the second. That was the first. And I don't know if you went to the second year, but you went to the first year. Line Con.
Line Con. Yeah. Line Fest.
As soon as we got there, all the machines, all the badge check-in things were broken.
Oh, geez.
It was a learning experience for sure. But I will say out of the ones I've gone to, I do actually like Origins a lot. I think the amount of people in there, how they have it spaced, it allows you to move around and not feel claustrophobic. Even at some of the horror cons we go to, your booth distance is a little tight. So it gets a little, I need to go outside for some air. But I did really have a lot of fun with Origins, and I'll probably continue. I think this year was its 30th year in Columbus.
It's definitely a big convention experience in a smaller, participant ratio, I guess.
Yeah, I like it though.
So, no, it's good. I like Gen Con probably more, but I'm just partial to it. I will say that the best Gen Cons or best convention times, I have to say, I'll let you finish in a second, Brian, is a few years into Gen Con, Wizards of the Coast was a massive sponsor. And they had this thing every year. And this was the thing I looked forward to going and doing is they had all their games. This is back when they had a lot of Avalon Hill games at the time. And they had this little D20 sheet, and you could go to each of their games and demo them, and they would put a sticker on there or whatever it is. And then you can go roll this giant D20 and claim a prize. But it made this massive area of the convention really cool to go to. And man, I looked forward to that every year for literally 5 to 6 or 7 years. And then Wizards of the Coast stopped being a primary. Well, I don't know if they ever stopped being a sponsor, but this is when they stopped the Avalon Hill stuff. So it's neat to see them bring back the Avalon Hill brand in the last couple of years, or at least Hasbro did. So what were you going to say,
okay.
Brian?
I was going to say, didn't they have a huge live naval battle with either Legos or these big, huge things that they all built together? It was in like one of the convention halls.
I mean, they do like the Brick Wars stuff all over the place.
Okay.
At the convention, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I think these things were big, like the size of chairs.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was way back though.
That sounds cool though. I'm sure I'll remember if I saw pictures of it or something, but
yeah, I'll look for it.
We're going to hop directly into the Origins topic, which is the main piece of this episode. But because I did not attend Origins this year, I'm going to go and talk about a few games I've played since, and then we'll hop into the Origins thing. So first, I did finally get around to actually playing Wispwood. It's all right. I mean, it to me, I think that it's good, but because there's so many games trying to do this same grid pattern thing, they're all not, you're just changing one thing to do the same in game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm partial to it. I think it's probably one of my favorites of the games that do that thing.
No, that's
actually
fair.
I did talk to Jared about that, and I said, you know what we do? We just take all the tiles and put them in a bag and draft them because it makes setup quicker. And he goes, I hadn't thought about that, but that actually would work because you're blind drafting the one. You don't have you usually have to flip them all over. The other thing I like is they're UV, but they doesn't tell you anywhere in the box that the symbols are UV blacklight reactive.
I mean, that's
art
cool.
Is great.
But,
the art is really good.
But it is kind of.
I mean, like the gimmick isn't selling the game to me.
No.
Because I'll tell you this. I don't know who has a blacklight sitting around and be able to play games with it, but
dude, when I go to hotels, and I'm telling you,
we're already checking the sheets with them, just start putting the game out.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I like it. It's fine. I'll play it. I'm not looking to, I'm not crazy about it.
It's exceptionally average.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just, I think at the point, it's like when all the roll and writes were coming out. And then a roll and write comes out and you're like, on its own in a vacuum, this is really good. But because I've been playing roll and writes for 6 months, I'm kind of sick of it. You know what I mean? Not really sick of it, but it's just, I'm worn down from it. Whereas it's the same thing here where, the cards come out. I don't know which one came out first, so I apologize. But Timber Town has the same, put out these cards, everything in these squares, and then you got, I don't know. It's just, it's similar to all those games like Acropolis and just squares or hexes on a grid and put them in the right order according to these cards. But the way you draft them is different. So it's cool though. I finally got around to playing the game because now that I have kids, they're older. Doodle Quest. This was a fun activity, but it's actually a really fun game too. I don't know if y'all played this one. You have a scene that comes out in the middle of the table that will show all these graphics. Usually it's all underwater stuff typically. And there's for instance, there's a bunch of school of fish, and then there's a few of these starfish in the middle, and you have to draw a line on your dry erase board that goes from where it tells you to start to where it tells you to finish. If you cross over starfish and stuff, you get points. But if you touch the schools of fish or whatever it tells you not to, you get negative points. The trick is though, your board is a clear sheet of dry erase, but it's in front of you. And so you're trying to guesstimate, from the middle of the table, I'm looking at that scene. What if it was right underneath my board and drawing it? So it's not like you're looking at it and doing it by memory. You're doing it from a perspective difference because you're drawing on a paper in front of you, looking at the board in the middle of the table. And then when you're done, each player takes their overlay and lays it in the middle of the table over that scene to see how well they did. Yep. Really, really fun.
I looked it up. It looks like it's as long as you're good with spatial awareness, but you can still mess it up. You also did well at that other game. What is it? Reef? What was the one where you have the transparent layers of the sharks and you have to avoid it?
Dive.
That was another one that was how far is it?
Yeah, the distance, because you look and it's just 3 or 4 sheets of see-through, stuff, and you're like, man, is that
That's
2 down or 3 down?
And it's 6 down, and you're like, what in the world? Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna look that game. I looked that game up. It looks pretty cool.
It is neat.
Quest is good. It's very fun. I prefer the game Looney Quest. That's very similar, but it has a bit more zany stuff going on to mess with you.
That's still a blue-orange game, right?
Ah,
is it? Well, it doesn't matter. Well, we'll move on. Either way, it's a fun game. I don't think I'd play Doodle Quest with just adults, but having a kid or two involved makes it a lot of fun because it's a good kids game where the parents aren't bored. I played First Giants with James. I'm going to stick to Elysium.
I like First Giants better.
You do? Man,
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'll try it a few more times, but to me, it just seems, I don't know. It's a distilled version of Elysium, and I'm not sure if it's good or bad.
I like it. I like it enough to have bought it.
Yeah. Do you think it deserves the amount of hotness that it's getting right now?
No.
I think that's more of what I'm trying to say. Like, to me, it seems like it's a fine game.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad about it. I didn't play it and hate it. I didn't play it and get blown away. But to be honest, I guess I really wasn't blown away by Elysium. I just thought it was good.
Right. Same way. But I, for some reason, like this better. I don't know why.
Okay.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but it was in my Asmodee set of stuff.
Yeah. Try
I haven't played it either, but I own both, and I really like Elysium, so I'm hoping I really like First Giants even more.
But it's been so long since I played Elysium, so maybe I need to give it a go again. But it's just First Giants just seems, I don't know, flows better for me.
I think the problem is, like, Elysium was built with expansions in its reach, right? They could have expanded Elysium nonstop. They chose not to do anything at all, which is a shame. And so instead of actually coming back out with an Elysium 2.0 and adding expansions, they decided to take the mechanisms, distill them down, streamline them, and come out with First Giants. And to me, it's like, you already had something there, but I can't remember if it's published by the same people. I don't think it is. And so maybe they had to do it this way, right? Because the designer went to another person and was like, hey, publish this very similar game that I made for somebody else a long time ago, and we will avoid all these issues. Legal issues.
That's very possible. And that could be the same situation that happened with Doodle Quest and Looney Quest, because Looney Quest is a re-implementation of Doodle Quest, and it's by Liebelude. So it could be a different designer or publisher, and the same kind of situation going on. Yeah.
This is all speculation, people. 2 more games and then we'll get into Origins. When I was on vacation, I can't remember if I said this on the prior episode, but I did obtain the expansion to Steam Park. Did I tell you all that?
Oh.
No.
It's called Play Dirty, I think, or something. It has 5 modules. The thing I hate most about expansions. Like, I am definitely if you make an expansion, I would like to include all of that, please. Instead of, hey guys, what do you want to play today? Module 1 and 3? Like, no, dude, just give me more of the same and maybe something new or 2, and then just say all this gets included or it doesn't. Like this module crap I hate. But this was during the time when the module stuff was big. And so a lot of expansions around that time were modular. Either way, I picked it up because Steam Park is awesome. The expansion had some modules that are good, some are crap, and one is basically non-needed unless you play the game a whole lot of times. So one of them is, it basically adds a global rule to the game that fundamentally changes how it's played. So you really don't want to play that with new players. Like in this game, you're rolling dice, but it's not Yahtzee style. You roll, when you lock a die onto your little piggy bank, you can't re-roll it. So you're rolling fast as you can and putting them on there until you've put all the dice there. And then you get to pick up a tile in the middle. You know, the faster player is going to get one that gives you more benefits, right?
Yeah, real-time frantic. It's good.
Yes. I mean, it's only like 30 seconds of that part and everything else is turn-based. But the problem, like those director cards will say like everybody rolls one time and then you got to put dice on your piggy bank, but you get to select the sides.
Oh, geez.
So it like fundamentally changes the entirety of the game, and that's fine, but you're not going to use those unless you've played it a whole lot of times. So I feel like they're not necessary. The 5th player expansion's cool, but it reduces the round length by 1. Otherwise, the rest of it's kind of like more of the same and some extra meeples and stuff. It's good. I liked it. I'm not going to say that everybody at the table enjoyed it, and that's fine. They can suffer. But and last I have played this quite a bit, and I finally played it in person. And I don't think I've talked about it on here, but it's behind Brian's head. He's covering up right now. It is Stone Spine Architects. I finally got around to playing this, and holy crap, dude, this is great.
Yeah, it's a good game.
You're going to love the expansion then.
Yeah, no, I've already read everything about the expansion. It looks super cool.
Yeah.
We went full all in on the Kickstarter, and man, I don't know. I'm just really excited because it is a phenomenal like game for what it's doing, which is weird because what it's doing really isn't that innovative, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. I feel like this game could have came out 15 years ago, and people have been like, "This is the best thing ever." Now it came out, and it's like. It's good, has good mechanisms, and it's doing like almost, I wouldn't, it's hard to say it's not doing anything new, but the way it does it is just awesome. If that makes sense. Right. If a deck builder come out today and it had some really cool stuff going on with it, like that Dark Pact game or whatever, even though Dark Pact doesn't do anything new or innovative, well, I mean, I guess it kind of does with the Dark Pact, but the gameplay is just tried and true.
Right.
I don't know how to explain it. Stone Spy and Architects is awesome. It's a fantastic game. I am looking super forward to the expansion, and that's what
I think. What it is also is the world that they create for Ulos and all that. It feels comfortable when you come in. You're like, I kind of already know the theme. It feels familiar. But Jess, when gave it to me, was like, "You're gonna like this game," and she was right. It kind of caught me off guard. I was like, "This is actually really fun. I like this game."
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I need to try it. Need to give it a try.
You should try it.
It's a good puzzle game. You're puzzling out.
You just draft. Do you know what it's about, George?
I do not. No, I like puzzle games though. What were you saying?
I'm going to give you the 5-second thing. Right here we go. You basically get cards, and you're going to draft one, and you're going to put it in a row, and you're going to put 4 cards in a row. So you're going to draft one, pass, draft one, pass, draft one, pass. You're effectively going to make a 4x4 grid of dungeon tiles. And these cards are like they have pathways, north, south, east, and west. So you're trying to connect them together. You get this one card that tells you how your dungeon needs to kind of be built. Like you need a kobold in this square and you need a treasure chest in this square. So if you meet so many of these requirements, you get progressive scoring. Okay. On top of that, it has an entrance at the top and an exit at the bottom on that card. So maybe your second card over on the top row is your entrance, and the third card over on the bottom row, the fourth row, is your exit. So you want a clear line of path all the way to it.
Right.
After everybody's drafted those 4 cards, you have one row of cards. Then there's a market phase where you buy stuff, and you can get the last thing you get is like a scoring card. So once you pass, you get to pick the scoring card. So like, do you pass first and not buy a lot of these extra tokens? Because what you're buying is tokens to place on the cards already out on your to augment what you have. Okay,
but if you go and grab the scoring card first, that could be better for you. I get you.
It could be better because somebody else might be going for like traps, for instance, and you really want that trap-oriented scoring card.
Yeah.
So you're going to eventually get 3 of these scoring cards, but you get them at the end of the first, second, and third round. So the third scoring card, you only have the last round of the game to prepare for, but it's going to count your entire dungeon. So it's like you have to, like, there is a little bit of luck, I guess, if you're getting really lucky with how you're building things and you just happen to have scoring cards come out that work for you better than others.
Sure.
But somebody else could see that, and if it ends up being a lot, they could pass a little bit early after not spending all their gold to take that card because it works for them good enough, but it works for you way well. You know, right. So like there's a little bit of hate drafting. It is a great game.
And you got to make a complete path from the beginning to the end, the entrance and the exit of the dungeon.
You don't have to, but if you do, it gives you a point per card that reaches your entrance and a point that reaches your exit. So you could get, 32 points maximum if you connect everything in your dungeon to both entrance and exit. It is well worth doing or trying for, but it's hard to do. Great game. The expansion adds like little boss monsters and stuff that you get, and they get experience, and these little heroes come out. It's good stuff. And Thunderworks, you owe me $20. No, I'm just kidding. keep doing your thing, man. All right, so we're going to get into Origins 2026 this year. It just finished last weekend, and I'm going to say it was awesome based on y'all's explanations of it. I mean, it's a convention, right? How can it be terrible unless they really botch things? So we're gonna keep it a little bit structured with what we're talking about. The first thing we're going to talk about, just round robin, a game or two. Don't go through like a list of 9 games. Just say 1 or 2, and then we'll come back to you. Of games you played or demoed. We're not going to go super deep into this. This isn't like how to plays or anything if you're listening, but give enough details to kind of get people amped up or stay away from whatever you play. We'll start with you, George, because you're left on my screen.
All right, no, sounds good. I guess first I'll give a shout out to the game that caught my eye the most of all the demo games that I did. Not that there were a lot, but this one was in the prototype area, but it's not a prototype. It's coming to crowdfunding fairly soon, and it's called String Theory. And this is a game where there are all of these bobbins with thread on them, and then each of the hexes on the hex map have posts that stick up. And then as you play the game, you spool out string from your bobbin and wrap it around the post of where you're going on this hex map. But it's the theme of the game that really makes it, where the theme is you're podcasters and you are
Really?
Yes.
Real quick, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm just going to do it now. Bam!
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to see it. Yeah. If you have this as a video, take a look. You're podcasters, and so you're trying to make connections between all of these conspiracy theories. Each hex is representing a crazy conspiracy theory that's out there, and so you get these cards, and they tell you want to connect these certain symbols, and so you go and you try to do that on the map. And if you can, then you can turn the card in and get lots of followers, which are sheeple, because you're convincing sheeple to follow you. But what happens is if you cross somebody else's string, then that means you're mentioning their podcast and something that they have said in your podcast, and so they also will get sheeple as a result. And the theme is so good because you could play this game like a your regular resource management, contract fulfillment kind of thing, which it definitely is. But you can also play it where, okay, you make those connections, and now in 30 seconds, you have to give a little spiel, like you're doing your podcast thing, and you have to say, okay, how is it that the Titanic is tied into the moon landing?
So just making up nonsense.
But it's so funny, it's like that's an example that came up during the demo game that I was at, and the guy was like, well, you see, it was the Freemasons.
I mean, I feel like you could just start all conspiracies with that.
Yeah, and there was all this equipment that was on the Titanic that they were going to use to fake the moon landing then, but then they didn't want it to to be done. The Freemasons wanted to stop it, so they sank the Titanic. It was hilarious. Like the whole game is like, it has all these great storytelling moments built into this really interesting abstract contract fulfillment. Fantastic. The string theory, the theme is just brilliant.
All right, give us one, James.
Let's go with Core Discovery Duo. I wasn't.
Ooh, hold up.
They can't.
Hold up.
Oh.
Sierra won this in the Board Game Geek contest giveaway that they did. So I'm very invested because we will get a copy soon. Go ahead.
Yay.
When I was scheduled for an event and then they canceled it somehow. He explained to me later why, but I had changed my schedule around on Sunday because I wanted lighter games because I was so tired. So I found this and I added this. So actually the co-designer taught the game, Jay Cormier. Is that how you say his name?
Or Cormier. Yeah.
That's how we're saying
and
it.
I played with one of the other guys at Off the Page Games. And so he was teaching us as we went, kept taking pictures. And it's the opposite of Core Discovery where you're exploring the map. This one, you're making the map.
Oh.
So what you do is you two have screens that you're hiding behind. And you have one card for you that have the rules for your tiles that you can lay down. And they have their rules. But I have a card for their rules, and I know what symbols they're going to use, but I have to guess what symbols go where on his. So, like one will say, you randomly assign the symbol. So, like, say a vine has to be always above a stick, and mud. I had this mud has to have unique items in each corner. They can't have duplicate items in the corner. Stuff like that. And there's 3 for each person. So, and then you have a line, one of each of your symbols and your token on it. So you can put that out to show, hey, this one fits my rule, to give them a clue. They don't know exactly what it does, but
is
they
this
know,
like a limited communication between your
yes,
partner?
you can't say anything. You can barely say anything. And as you're going along, eventually there's this fort that's the end game. You put out a fort, and when you eventually you'll expose tiles as the rounds go along, and it says, hey, this is so you get the 2 symbols you need to be able to put out a fort. And once you put out a fort, you got to hope that all of the rules have been met. If if one of them has been broken after you put out the fort, you lose the game. So the other player can say, well, one of my rules are being broken in the map, so let's take the fort back out. He can't tell you what rule has been broken. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing
sounds hard.
He actually didn't give me any clues. He didn't use any of his clue cards, but I got 3 of the 5 tokens in the right place. I just had 2 switched, flip-flopped by what he was doing. I was like, well, I keep seeing this is above this all in these grids. And what each round is like, you do a 4x4 grid, or at least 4 cards in a column in a row. It doesn't have to be filled in grid. Then that next round happens, and you go to 5x5. It keeps growing.
Okay.
So it's going to make it harder because I don't know. I'm guessing what his is, and we actually won. But the best thing I asked Jay, I was like, how'd you come up with the idea of core discovery? Because I like that game.
Minesweeper.
Now he said it was during the pandemic 2020. He was like, it was originally a scratch off. It was going to be a solo game.
Oh,
so he's going to scratch off, I guess, and logically try to do things. And he said he gave it to a company. He didn't say which. And after a couple of years, he didn't hear from him. He's like, what happened? He's like, well, people aren't doing solo games anymore. So he took it back, and that's when he took it to off the page games. I can't pronounce the other guy's name. So it's
Sin Fung Lim.
Yeah. So that's the story behind that. It was originally Core Discovery was originally going to be a scratch off game for solo players. So then it turned into that, which obviously, if you know, off the page games are all based on comic books. That's Manifest Destiny comic book. But Core Discovery Duo is, I thought it was really good. I mean, it was really fun. I think I've either pre-ordered it or late pledged it. I think it is. So it was that much fun because usually I'm not big on cooperative games, but I do like logic. You're trying to figure out the logic of the puzzles like that. That's that kind of game I really like. So I highly recommend it. It's a really fun game. If you like those type of games where, again, like you said, it's limited talking, but there's some you can say, but you can't always say. They can't, if you put the card in the wrong place, they can't say, oh, that's wrong, or something.
Well, just to make everybody more excited, if you're not familiar with this duo of designers, they have made some really fun stuff in the past, like Belfort, Akrotiri, which is a great 2-player game. And if you own 2 copies, you can play it 4 players. One of my favorite ones that they make is, but wait, there's more. So if you've ever played that, it's such a fantastic game.
I didn't even realize that was them.
Yeah, they do all kinds of stuff. They did what's that called? In the TMG game, it's like a little small micro game. It's called it's that Wild West game where you're putting down tiles.
Circle of Wagons.
No, it's called This Town Ain't Big Enough for the 2 of Us or whatever. This town ain't, I don't know if you ever played that, but
Wild Town West.
No.
Oh.
Hang on. It is called This Town Ain't Big Enough. It's called This Town Ain't Big Enough for the 2 to 4 of Us because it's a 2-player. That's really fun. They also make junk art.
That's right.
Yeah,
design. So they're a design and duo.
Nice. Yeah, and I'll talk about one of his games a little later on as well.
Nice.
I noticed they just re-released junk art, last year or something, reissued it.
I don't know.
Cool.
I didn't
It's got new box art and everything. I don't know if I like the new box art, but I saw it at one of our local shops and I was like, oh, that's funny. Because I have the one with all the wooden pieces.
What is this, plastic or something? Or what's the
I think it's plastic on the new one.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, well, Brian, give us one. What you doing? What you play at the Origins goodness?
I'm shorting this down, but I'm doing 2 because they're in the same little area. But basically, when you first get into Origins, there's a capstone area off the side, and they were kind of demoing a lot of their games. One of the ones I'm interested in is Ants, which I think I talked about it before. It used to be a game from Cranial Creations. Then it got converted to English, and now it's being distributed by Capstone. It's like a worker placement, hand management, action selection game where you're basically working through a ant colony's life cycle, and you have a queen board, and it's like you're doing selections, you're grabbing resources, you're building out your entire colony. Really fun, it's also got like sort of a tableau aspect to it. That's basically how it looks. It looks like a lot going on, but
I love the polyomino pieces to make your little ant tunnels and stuff.
Yeah, and the top right board, those boards are dual layered. So what you're doing is you're building your little colony, and those are your chambers where you do all your eggs and you store your grain and stuff. I mean, it's a pretty fun little game. I saw it back in Gamma, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. A little heavy. There's a reason why I want to start with this one. Capstone in general does make predominantly fairly heavier-ish games, I guess, in general. Like they have, I think Wandering Towers is the only one that they have that's kind of more family accessible, I suppose. So what they've done is they have a new game coming out.
Wait. Did you get the demo of this Ants game at all?
A little bit. It was in front. I kind of half played it a little bit at Gamma. And I played it a little bit on the table, not for very long, but it was pretty fun.
I can speak to it. I've played it.
Yeah, if you want to step in and kind of give a little,
can you compare it? I mean, I know it's probably a lot different than March of the Ants, but which one reigns supreme?
This one for me, and I will add
let me check the weight. No, I'm just kidding.
very dissimilar to March of the Ants, which I love March of the Ants, and I'm keeping it. But this one is more of a spiritual successor to Rats of Wistar. It's very similar to that one.
Yeah, it's better. I like this one better than Rats of Wistar.
Rats
of Wistar is good, but this one is so good. I mean, it's so fantastic.
I'm in agreement.
I played this at Lexicon with some friends of ours, and it just blew me away. It's a really good game.
Yeah, it's Capstone's top of the line for me.
Yeah. Okay, good. The reason I'm bringing this up is it is a heavier game, but they actually are now doing a new game called Night at the Zoo.
Right.
And it's a game. It's a tile laying game, but it's from the SETI designer Thomas Holick. And basically, the premise is like animals got out at night out of the zoo, and then you're trying to make it back before you get caught. And you have all these little animals, but all the animals have different abilities. Like the sloth, for example, you play it, but he can only move one space, and then he has to rest an entire turn. But he's worth a lot more points if you can get him out at certain times. Penguins, when you're building your paths, will slide all the way across and slam into the last tile that you have. So you have to kind of like think of, okay, if I put that here, it's going to go all the way to the end and then jump this way. What's nice about it, I think it's one of the first family-ish accessible games that they have, and that's kind of what we were talking about. And I think it'll do really well for them just because they don't have this lighter, more easier to digest game for like a family type of group. It was cute. It was fun, but I definitely think it'll be good for them to have this in their arsenal of games.
Yeah, Brian, you listed both games I pre-ordered from them.
Oh, funny.
Night at the Zoo, which I haven't played. I had them demo it for me there. I was glad I pre-ordered it because it's a nice little game. It reminds me of something, and I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, same.
Maybe kind of like Fast Sloths.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, Fast Sloths. Yeah,
which I sadly had to get rid of.
Well,
no one I got a sloth in my shirt.
Slow your roll.
Yeah, that works out well on an audio podcast. It says slow your roll, and it has a sloth carrying a big D20, and it's rolling a nat 20.
That's a great shirt.
Just rolling 20s.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I also saw Papyrus, and I was sad that I didn't pre-order that one.
Oh yeah, these are all good games. Yeah, I managed to play them. I get all of the Capstone games. I get them played a little early.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
nice.
I tell you what, real quick, my favorite game. How many times can I go through the metal detector and it not trigger on my water bottle? That was my favorite game.
Well, hold on. What, they have metal detectors?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Holy
not
crap.
well thought out. Here's the thing. The metal detectors
half the time.
No. It's not like they put them at the door to protect all the people. They put them at the entrance to the exhibitor halls only.
Yeah.
So if anything was going to happen, if it was for safety, that's not how that works. But it really is only because something happened at a different event with a different crowd, not board gamers, and now they're doing this as a result of whatever that was.
Yeah.
But for Origins, it made no sense.
Is
There's
it a
crowds of
city
people everywhere.
or state law or something now?
I don't know. It's just
Here-
That's what
here's
they were
what I'll-
saying.
well implemented.
I have always been absolutely blown away that these conventions don't, especially Origins and Gen Con, do not have metal detectors at the entrances.
That's
Now,
what I'm saying.
The problem with Gen Con is there's like 27,000 ways to get around. So it'd be really hard to redesign and put so many metal detectors. I mean, I suppose they could put them to the entrances to the vendor hall, which is probably why Origins chose that method, because even the Origin or Columbus Convention Center has so many entrances and exits that you couldn't metal detect everything. But I will say that it's not a bad idea, but like Brian was saying, it sounds like it's just going to go beep, 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 beep every 5 seconds.
No,
Like
No, it's the other way around. You'll
Right.
go through it 4 times, and then randomly your water bottle will go off. So you happen to do it enough times, the person looks at you and goes, "Oh, I know you. Just go through. I know it's your water bottle."
Yeah, it was so
Oh.
lax.
Yeah,
I never got
it's almost
pulled over.
pointless.
Is
They
it?
never
So
checked
it's
my
just
bags.
it's not a metal detector then. It's just detecting weapons.
Yeah, it's a turnstile thing. You
guess.
go through it, looks to
Yeah.
see if there's something. Vapes will
It's doing-
set it off as well.
It's doing an X-ray to detect like shapes,
Yeah,
not
that's what it's doing.
necessarily actually metal.
I guess.
Maybe it doesn't
I
do
don't
anything.
know.
It's just performative.
Yeah, I think it's performative because these people weren't going to stop anybody.
No.
I mean, there was a cop, I think, nearby every entrance, but
I'd rather
the
them
people
have a
don't.
deterrent than not, though.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sure.
there is that. If people see, oh, well, now they got metal detectors, I guess not. But
Guess
I
I gotta
suppose
leave my mace in the car.
yeah.
but I mean, yeah, you feel bad for those cosplayers that usually bring, they're fake weapons, but they
Well,
bring
even if you
weapons.
go through though, they'll look through your stuff or whatever and be like, okay, you're fine. So it's not like if it goes
Yeah.
off, you're in game. Like, all right, you're arrested. Get out.
And
Pretty much.
I didn't even make a noise. I think it just flashed a red light.
No, it goes, eh.
Oh, I didn't even.
We triggered it enough times.
Denied. You can't bring that water bottle in here full of anthrax.
How dare you use a Stanley? Don't you know everybody uses this other brand now?
Yeah. What is this? That's an off brand. Get out. All right, George, what you got?
Oh man, now I've lost the train of thought.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll talk about. Okay. I'll talk about this one because it's one that I saw at Origins. I saw it a little earlier, but now it's sort of going out there, and I'm excited about it. It's called Elementary, and it's a game that has art by Sandra Tang. So the lady who did Flamecraft and Tea Witches, and so brilliant, cute art of these elementary kids in a lunchroom, and you're trying to get lunch items, and you're trying to get kids to sit at your table. And in order to get the kids, which are cards, you're rolling dice, and it's basically Perudo or Liar's Dice, where you go around and you say, okay, everyone's rolled behind their screen, and you've got 16 milks, and somebody else could say, okay, no, there's 17 milks, or I don't know, 17 whatever, 17 hamburgers. I don't know what the things are in the game. But then eventually someone's going to say, yeah, no, you're wrong, and call you out, and then you tot it up and see. But there's all kinds of special powers going on because each of the cards of the kids gives you abilities, because these aren't normal kids, of course. They're like monsters and adventurers and things kind of thrown in there as well. I don't honestly understand the theme exactly. Like, I don't know where this elementary is and why it's so magical, but it's what
Maybe
is it
it's
like?
a school for kids of monsters. Like,
I don't.
like all the people are out. Well, let's see what it says. It says,
It almost
"Welcome to
doesn't
your
matter.
look. Welcome to your first day at Monster Elementary. Head down
Okay.
to the dungeon for elemental orientation, trap safety drills, and proper lunch loot etiquette. You may be new, but share your snacks, and you'll be making friends in no time."
Yeah, so you want to attract kids, monsters to your table and make use of their abilities to end up getting more snacks.
And
It's-
apparently,
it's
this is coming
delightful.
to Kickstarter soon.
Yep.
Because that's where I had to find it online.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks great, honestly.
I like the
Now-
art. It's fun.
One thing to add to this is, when a game goes ham on a theme, The theme in this is brilliant. The dice tower is a vending machine with little goodies inside of it. It's all monster. It's blue. Your little like panels. One looks like it's referencing My Little Pony. It's all like pop culture references on a lot of things. The original idea was you were going to put all your stuff in a little metal lunchbox and shake it up and open it up.
I think they're doing that. I think they're doing that.
No, they found out the pricing would be so astronomical that it would jump the price up so high that they literally in the last couple of weeks had to drop that idea. And then they redesigned the dice that go into the vending machine and also the play dice, because there was a beat that didn't look like a beat. I don't know what it looked like, but they changed some of the iconography to look more correct. And Tim, it's funny. You would love this. So on the player boards, they look like they were drawn by a 2-year-old. It's like scribbled like funny like artwork all over it. That's what, like the tableau board,
crayon art.
Yeah, it's like crayon art. It is like it is so well done theme wise that alone would sell it to me. Then you got Manny Vega, who's the designer, and then you got Sonder Tang for art. I mean, it's brilliant. The Kickstarter is supposed to start at the end of this month. And then I'll let you know how it is because I'll get a pre-production copy at Gen Con.
Nice. I'm definitely backing this one.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Do it, James.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they were done.
No, you can just wait for the opportunity and jump in. Go ahead.
My next game is right up George's alley. It's called Natera, Natera.
Yes.
New Beginning.
Yeah, with all the animals. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a worker placement game. I don't know if it's even out in stores right now, but it's pretty heavy.
It says released in 2025.
It was delivered, but I don't think in the United States you can get it. But you're playing, you got async animals that you play. So the theme is humans are gone, and in the natural order of things, animals are going to become anthropomorphic, or whatever you call that word.
Yep.
So they can do stuff that humans could do now. And so it's a worker placement game, and there's 5 sectors, and the middle one is powerful, but you got to give up cards to do it. That's just resources. But the outside, there's 4 sectors on the outside. You have to have influence to open up new worker placement spots. And you also have cards you can play that give you more powers or give you instant or end of game scoring. And you play those. You're trying to get the resources to play those cards. There's also a small science track that you can move up on to also give you powers and resources at that time. You also have that one picture, but there can also have you put down houses on the locations. So if somebody goes there, you get what's in the house location part. So they're getting like 4 hearts, you're getting 3 hearts, no matter who goes there. And also you have a larger meeple, which can kick out the smaller meeples, but the smaller meeple can't kick out the big meeple, or big meeples can't kick out each other. Unless you have a async power that does that. Like I said, all the animals have different powers. There was a bunch in the box. We just played 2. I played the beavers that wanted to focus on building those little buildings to give me extra resources. But it was pretty fun. I mean, I would have, if I had a chance I got this from the game. I played this from the game library. And if I had a chance to buy it, then that day or anywhere during Origins, I would have bought it. But it was just a really good worker placement game. And like I said, as you go up on the influence tracks on each section, the cards will allow you to do that. You can open up new worker locations that if you're the only one that far up on the influence, you can only go there. So you're wanting to go up on the, so you can, and there's total 5 locations you can go to at the end if you unlock them all. And what you're trying to do is get all these flags. I think put out 4 flags to end the game, and you score them. They're in, because on the side of the board there's during game objectives. So if you meet that, you put your flag there instantly.
Yeah.
And like if one of the ones I did was you had to have 5 buildings out there, or little houses out there, and I had done that because that was my power. So I got that during the game. We didn't unfortunately get to finish it. We went through about 3/4 of it because I had to return it for the library. It was getting close to midnight. So, I mean, I highly recommend that. I don't remember who it was by, the publisher, but
Horizon.
I looked it up. Horizon. Yeah. And I think it's the only game they've done.
Yeah,
But
I think it came to crowdfunding, and yeah,
right.
I,
And
I
then
missed this one, and I'm glad to hear you say that it's good because it's
it's
definitely
really
on my
good.
list. It's so
I mean, I
so
see
on
it
my
at
list.
Board Game Bliss, but it's sold out. But which is a Canadian company, if you didn't know it. And I would, yeah, once I can get my hand on this, I'll probably get it because it's just a fun game. I mean, I like worker placement games and stuff like that, and objectives, trying
Yeah,
to gain objectives and stuff. And the cards were very well done. I mean, the production quality is just outstanding.
it's adorable.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
I don't know how to
anamorphic, so I know
I don't know how
George
to
is down.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know if it's Natera or Natera. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's up for interpretation.
Right.
Give us one, Brian.
So I can. Okay, so I went to the media event for Asmodee where they basically showcased about 7 different games. But there were a couple that were really fun. There's this one cat. I'll just start with this one. The Happiest Cat in the World is the name of the game. So what it is, it's this delightful little tile laying, but tile deck building game. So you will pull these tiles out and you'll draft 5 of them. And basically you'll play one and then you have a cat. And basically what happens is your cat can move 1 to 2 spaces. And then that's where you will actually put your new tile. Then the remaining, then if you, there are different color groups. So if you put 3 tiles of the blue furniture rooms together, then it allows you to do a second turn where you can play another one. There's also tiles that have a mouse on it. The way the mouse works, it starts at the tile it's on and goes to the furthest mouse tile in your house. And it generates victory points for every tile that it passes. The tiles you don't use, there's a money value, and that's what's used to actually purchase, from 3 different rows of the market. So what we played it for about less than a half an hour, and it's got a lot of an engine building. So as we got about 4 or 5 rounds in, you were generating from starting 2 points. Now I'm generating like 13 points a turn. It was so fun, man. There's so many like weird, interesting like combos and different ways that you do scoring based on the 5 different ones, the goal objectives that are out. This is, I think, produced by Rebel Studios, but it's going to be through Asmodee as well. It's phenomenal. It's, I think, supposed to release at Gen Con.
It looks tremendous. I had missed this one. Thanks for pointing it out. That's
such a fun.
Wow. My game.
And I like the fact that tiles were also a deck builder. So you were trying to make sure that you had the right amount of tiles to do it. And then, yeah, it was just a really enjoyable and fun experience.
And lovely. I like it.
Yeah.
We were talking about this. There's not many tile based deck building games out there.
No. What's another one?
Because I had to ask Tim. I was like, I don't recall that, but my knowledge doesn't go back far enough to know. I'll come back to it if you want, because there were other games in that same event that were just more shorter, but
we'll just keep rounding it. George, give us one.
All right. So I didn't go to the Asmodee event. I did go to some events. They were all educational workshops, which I hadn't done at Origins before. And so the reason I was going to those is I'm interested in storytelling games in my classroom. And so a bunch of them were about putting role-playing games into your classroom. So this year, I usually just go for board games. This year I was looking into role-playing games. And I'm not thinking of using this in my classroom, but I picked one up for myself in the process of just looking at all these games, right? And this is one where it's a callback to designer Sen Fung Lim. Sen Fung Lim and Banana Chan designed a game that is called Zhangshi, which is this sort of Chinese hopping vampire. And so this is a game where you're running a Chinese restaurant, or you're a family running a restaurant, and these Zhangshi are coming and messing with you as you try to
like, is this pure role playing, like pen and paper RPG?
No, because one of the designers is Sen Fung Lim, so there's lots of board game elements. There's a board that has spaces that give you abilities in the game, and it gets covered up by cards as you get jobs that you have to do in your restaurant.
Is this on Board Game Geek?
I don't know. Probably not.
Like it's an RPG with board game elements, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it is.
It's got role playing, and you have a DM that's running it and stuff.
No, I know it's like not it's GMless. It's GMless.
Oh,
But
interesting.
it has lots of board game elements, and one of the board game elements is you have these dreams, and so you have these nightmare cards, and they're basically like Dixit cards with Chinese art for like good dreams and nightmares. I thought it was pretty cool, but it really is a role playing game. It's not a pure board game at all. But that was one I picked up, and I'm really looking forward to giving it a try.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, Zhangshi. Oh, and this is really surprised me. The company that makes it is Wet Ink Games, who I had never heard of. Well, I hadn't looked into role playing games that much, but they're in Louisville. That's a Louisville company.
Oh, wow.
They're
That's
really
rad.
nice people. Really nice people.
Okay, my next one is Orloj, I think is how you
Oh,
pronounce it.
yes.
ORLOJ. Prague Astronomical Clock.
Yes.
That's a mouthful. It is a very heavy worker placement game, and it is beyond fantastic. It's probably my favorite game of the whole con that I played. And my buddy, I don't know how I talked him into playing it because he doesn't really care for these really heavy games, and he didn't care for this one. But
Oh no.
Man.
what you're trying to do? There's a clock in Prague. Well, there was it's an old clock, hundreds of years old, and it's got you've got symbols for each of the months that you're trying to repair, and symbols on the inside for each of the astronomical or astrology symbols. Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Leo, and all that. So you're trying to fix this clock, and that is the funny
And
thing.
numbers
That's
on a
what
clock as well.
yeah. And that's what drives the game. And we didn't really notice that at first. So it took longer than we should have because we weren't repairing that clock. We were doing all the other stuff.
The main thing of the game, we were doing that.
Right. I was like, because it was confusing. That part was the most confusing part is how that works on how the move. There's two little sections, one for the inside clock and one for the outside part of the clock. And it was extremely confusing.
Oh yeah.
And so we were like, we'll put that off. And then I read later, it's like, this is how it ends. Once these are all fixed, the game ends. I was like, well, maybe we should start pushing that. And so there's a lot of tracks, which I always like. Going up, you put tracks out there for in-game scoring.
Yep.
And there's other tracks you can move up that will give you more resources and more points at the end. It reminds me a lot of, I think Galileo Galilei has tracks like this where you move up on them and different versions. This has got 3 different tracks you can go up on, and as you go along you get resources and it gives you other powers, unlocks stuff, and there's so many. It's so fiddly, it's so wonderful. It is.
Man, I'm looking so forward to playing this as soon the day it got announced.
Yeah,
you'll love it.
Our friend had it at LexiconCon, and I didn't get to play with him, so I was sad. And then I saw it there, and I grabbed it. And there's so many worker placement things. It's amazing. And you move around these tracks, and there's the main thing is a rondelle, and you're moving the astronomical part clock of it. It's kind of off. It's off. It's a circle, but it's kind of off centered. Yeah, right there's the picture, but it's off center. So you're moving the clock, and there's a hand points to the location. So you move it to the next one, and you can take in any order what's on the inside of the track and the outside of the rondelle. You can also move it more, but you take break. There's 5 tokens it's like damaged or breaking tokens that you have on your board. You flip them over. So you can only do it 5 times, but you can, it's trying to be thematic where you're winding the clock backwards and breaking some of the gears, but you're going to repair those gears.
That's cool.
The game. So you can say, well, I don't really want that at all. So I'll move the outer ring or the inner ring a little bit backwards one, and that'll give me the 2 combinations I want. Also, later on, you get powers where you're moving that hand more than just once. You can move it up to 2 or 3 or 4 times instead of just once.
Great arc where you do get more powerful as the game goes on.
Yes, and you get more workers as you go along. And you have your own personal board. And it's like, this is like White Castle, where you got the 3 cubes and the tracks you go up. And once you cross a line with all 3 cubes, you unlock a worker. Then there's another line, the next line up, if all 3 of them go past it, you unlock that worker. And there's also, there's 2 dials, there's 2 gears, and you can get the apostles. So you have 12 apostles you can get, and when you get the apostles, you get whatever's on one of those two gears that's facing at the bottom, and you put that in a grid, and that again will give you more stuff as you place it. And then when it gets in a line or a column, you get more stuff if you fill a column or a line, and that also it's just so much wonderfulness.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
so
so much
crunchy.
going on.
We don't have to go too much into it because we're all, this will definitely be its own topic at some point.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I will absolutely buy this game and we will discuss it. Because
Yeah.
You should.
It's
I wanted
definitely
it just from an artistic standpoint. It is wonderfully done.
yes,
yeah, it is.
It's almost
awesome.
overwhelming. Like
It
it's
is.
gorgeous.
There's a lot
Right.
going on.
If you look, you're just like, I think a lot of people who aren't super deep into board games might be turned away from it because
It's
there
busy.
is a lot going on, but the art exacerbates it to some degree.
Yeah.
But if you like heavy games, you look at it, you're like, this looks tasty.
You're like, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Well, is this game a capstone game or is it not?
What?
it's a
I don't-
DeVere game, I think.
yeah, DeVere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
in
I don't know
America.
why. I don't know why somebody at Capstone had this game very early. And the
Really?
best thing I can say about this game, what is the weight of this game?
3.6.
3.6. That is not my weight of game. I've played this game 3 times. For me,
Oh, wow.
that's astonishing.
That is pretty wild.
Yes.
that is I'm telling you, this game is great.
Wow.
Nice.
You heard it here, people. The one person who's not a Euro gamer in any stretch of the imagination
The
Yeah.
person whose hardest game is Azul.
has been converted. Yes, that's right. Screw co-ops. No, I was kidding.
Did you say this clock is in Prague, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, there's
In
something
the
about
old-
Prague.
There's
Maybe.
a lot of games about Prague recently.
Yeah, like Orloy and Prague Unseen. That's a heavy one that's coming up,
Yeah.
and I love it too. Like
There's
something about Prague.
Kaput Regne, whatever
Regni?
it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Praga,
enjoyed
That's
that
a
one.
great
Okay.
game.
It was
That's good.
another great game. Yeah.
It's okay.
I almost feel like that one had a little bit of disservice. Like it came out, and I don't know, like maybe it just kind of went
They
dissipate.
rated it a 7.9, but I'd rate it at least a 9. It'd probably even more than that for me.
All right, Brian, let's continue.
All right.
Although we just out of respect to time, let's do you have a ton
gonna-
of games? Yeah,
I
just
got a couple-
breeze
I'm
through
ra-
a few of them.
this is a
fire.
rapid fire.
All right.
So on July 3rd, Splendor Duel has an expansion coming out that it's called Counterfeiters. Adds some new mechanics, new counterfeiter cards, royalty cards. So that's coming out.
Looking
This is
forward
a
to
game-
that.
Funny enough, Azul is doing a kids version, which actually was pretty fun when we played around with it. I think it comes out on August. It's in August, I think. If you've ever
Well-
played go ahead.
Real quick, the Dice Tower this week had the question of the week for next week or whatever is what game would you make the kid version of? You know, like Azul Kids or Cascadia Junior Kids
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. Like what game would you take and make kids? My problem with a lot of these games that do the kids thing are they distill it so much that it's almost like a demo to what the actual game is.
No, I get it.
And I
like-
don't know if that's good or bad. Like to me, I feel like it's almost like you play it a few times and then you're like, all right, kid, get older so we can play
Right.
Azul. You know,
Well,
or
it's not
whatever.
for you. It's for the kid.
But
right.
it
Like I
isn't
said,
But hold on, what I mean by that is it's not even replayable for the kids,
Oh,
the kids get bored because there's nothing to do.
right? Because it is very like, for instance, Sandcastles of Burgundy, which is
Yeah.
a funny name, right? But
Yeah.
it's Castles of Burgundy kids.
yeah.
And to
Yeah.
me, they distilled it down to this memory game where you're picking up the things and you're like, well, I might get the red tile from here, you know, and my
It
kids
almost-
got bored of it after one play. Like
Yeah.
they played it, they experienced it, but it wasn't a game that they felt like, oh, wow, that was really fun. Let's do it again, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right. And that's the problem. Like if somebody was like, I'm going to make Trismegistus kids, you know, but no, I 100% agree. For example, my niece who just turned 13
you'd
was
be like, I
over.
hope your kid has a 4.0 GPA at 10.
Yeah, no shit.
Uh,
So my niece came over and she went with us to Origins and she just turned 13. And right before we left, we did a full game of Luthier with her. and she
Wow.
was completely fine.
And see, that's the thing I think is some of these games don't necessarily need kids versions of them. Like
Yeah.
kids who are in board gaming families, I think can take a little bit more.
Yep.
Now, I will say Azul kids might actually be a smart strategy for them because Azul is in like every single major retailer. So,
Yeah.
it's in Walmart and Target and, Meijer everywhere.
Yeah.
So having a kids version of that would make sense. But
It's
some of these
clever
other
because
games, like,
if you open the
Sandcastles
box-
of Burgundy, where have you seen that ever?
One time. And I was like, this looks dumb.
No, but what I'm saying is, have you seen it in a store?
Yeah. I saw it at Mizo's and then through the
Well,
decades.
okay, like a game store, yeah.
Yeah. But I still was like, why would I want this?
It was okay for one or two plays, and then after that, we're like,
Right.
okay, well, our kids are much
But-
smarter than what this game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's trying
How
to
about War in the Pacific, kids?
Command and Color kids.
Yeah. Speaking
Twilight
of
Imperial.
Well,
clocks,
hold on,
Yeah.
real quick. Because it's not just like an announcement. What was about Azul Kids that made it unique or like interesting?
So what was interesting about, if you pull it up, and I think you can pull it up, but it's on Asmodee's site. What I thought was interesting about it is when you look at it, everybody gets a board. There's two sides. One's a little harder, one that's not. And the box actually is the storage. So there's like, I think 4 bowls and then a center bowl. And so you can actually pull all the pieces from the table, which is actually, I thought, pretty clever. And then you're putting your pieces and trying to complete the parts. Now,
Man,
if you
this
have a
looks
key-
cool. Dang it.
if you draft a tile and you can't use it, you pass it to the person on your left. And then if they can't do it, it goes to the next person. So the parts don't get wasted, which is kind of nice.
Oh, no, that's actually really similar to Noctiluca, where you're drawing stuff, and if you get too much, you're having to pass it around, which is effectively free actions for other players.
Wow. So there's no negatives. Kids don't like negatives.
Exactly. But it does help them with
That's the
pattern
one
recognition
complaint I
and
had
stuff.
about Azul when I reviewed it.
You're a
That-
kid at heart.
It's this psychology thing, right? So if you gave me -5 points, to me, I would feel better if everybody else just got +5 points.
Right. Of
Like the
course, yeah.
same net difference, but at the same time, it's like not so punishing feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But now I will say that Azul has grown on me, and I'm absolutely fine with that. Just don't suck at the game. Keep going, Brian.
But yeah, that comes out in August. If anybody's played Take Time,
Yes.
there is a small Mirage expansion that's coming. It's
I love it.
It's 4 birds. It's 4 boards, and then there's a sandburn mechanic that when cards are next to it, there's certain requirements that have to be done. Very cool. I like that it kind of adds a couple little things, but it doesn't make it too different.
Yeah.
So that's coming out
That's
October
great news.
2nd.
I love it. Great news.
And then there was another game that I personally had not played. I had not played Citadels.
Oh,
Citadels.
Yeah,
but there's
Do
a
that.
Citadel. There's a Citadel's duel.
Citadels.
Citadels. But there's a Citadel's duel that actually looked really kind of fun, where you play all your
I don't
tiles
think I spelled
out.
right.
Citadels.
Duel.
And then-
Everything's duel these days.
Yeah.
It's like
So
duel or kids.
Yeah, or
And
it's a
right.
trick, or it's a trick taking game.
Yeah, but at least they don't put,
yeah, trick taking.
Citadels taking tricks. I don't know.
Right. What kind of game is that? But I didn't play this, but I saw them kind of looking at it. That board at the bottom is an influence board. So you flip your tokens over as you gain more influence. It looked really nice. I didn't actually get a chance to play it, but and I wasn't familiar with the original, but I'm sure you probably are. But it comes out.
Citadels is fantastic. I cannot imagine this would play anything like
Yeah, not with
Yeah.
2.
no.
Market release is October 23rd.
Citadels is this game, and many people will know what it is. But if you're newer to board gaming, you effectively draft a card that gives you a special power, but you play it in a specific order. And so like, there's a little bit of deduction that goes on. Maybe this has some deduction. That'd be interesting.
And it's better at higher player counts. So making that game into a duel is very different.
It is very different, but it does look cool on, judging a book by its cover. So
Yeah, this only says the 2-player version of the intrigue and deduction game Citadel is fresh artwork, fantasy adding color and depth, same box size, as the
Color,
Citadel
yeah.
second edition makes them look better on the shelf together.
Well, that sounds like a sales pitch. What you got, George? Let's go to you. Oh, it is a sales pitch. All right. Brian's mixing
All
in
right.
the news articles with our.
Yeah.
It was part of the packet.
That's
All
why
right, well,
Brian do the news.
What's everybody got just a few more?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't have many
a
more
couple.
at all, really.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
just
Well, George, hold on, George, burn through the rest of your games that you played, and then we'll talk. We'll freeform
Okay.
some other stuff.
Sure. I played The Mire, which I thought was a very cute little kind of abstract game. That was a new company, a new game from them, and I thought it was really well done. Just 36 tiles, little tiles, and the way that it plays was very quick. But there was a lot to think about. It was clever. So The Mire, and then another one is Stable Time. Stable
Is it
Time.
about horses?
It is about horses. Yeah. And so it's kind of like Epona or
Oh, actually,
or,
I've seen this at I saw this at half price, I believe.
Stable Times?
Yeah.
Or Epona. Really?
No,
Wow.
Stable Times. Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
I mean, it probably meant somebody got it from Kickstarter or something and just immediately sold it. I don't know why. But
Okay. I see. It wasn't I got you. It was it was on the secondary market.
yeah, secondary market.
Yeah, I met the designer. She was really nice. She signed the box and wrote a note to my mom, who has horses and loves horses. And the art and the gameplay is light enough that I think my mom could enjoy this one. And she likes games that are very, very rules light.
Like
so
set
this-
collection or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
I remember this game.
The cards have things that have abilities on them, but she can read through and understand it, and she'll be motivated because they're gorgeous horse pictures on them. So I haven't played it with her yet, but I'm really looking forward to that. And then the last one I'll mention, again going back to the idea of role-playing games, I have a unit in my class which is all about the interior of a house and talking about layout of a house and all that kind of thing. And so I picked up a role-playing game again from Wet Ink Games, and it's called Home. And it takes that idea of you're returning to a house as a group of people, but it's a haunted house. But it's not graphic or anything. I could use it in the classroom. And during the course of the game, it's a map making game. You're actually drawing out the house and talking about each of the rooms and what you find in there. It's almost like Betrayal on House at the Hill, Betrayal at House on the Hill, where creepy stuff happens in each of the rooms. So it's
Well, that's
language use. They have to talk about the creepy stuff, but they also have to talk about the different parts of the house and sending people and how to direct them. It's going to be great. I'm really excited. Called Home.
Cool. James, you got any more? Do you want to blast it on real quick?
I ended up playing and demoing 27, but I'm not going to go over them all. I just blast through a bunch of them, see if you can keep up. Inventions, Lacerda game. It's a weight 4.59. It's a really great game. Ended up buying it. So
Okay.
enough said. Lacerda.
Well, let's.
Aspen.
What was new? What was new? Let's just do that.
New? What do you mean new?
Like games that
releases.
came out at Origins or this year around this time.
I demoed Goats and Goblins, which is just another game like Inca Gold. Have you ever Incan Gold?
Yeah, or
It's
Diamante.
push your luck game. You're going
Oh,
into
yeah.
a mine. It
Is that
wasn't bad.
BA
If
games?
if you like Incan Gold, you'd like Goats and Goblins. Things that came out this year. The new Container, I played that. I like it just as well because my buddy has it and he has the jumbo version where the ships are like huge and heavy and
Yeah.
deadly weapons. It's a great
Because they're
game. but-
metal, aren't they? Like the
Yeah.
jumbo.
Mhm.
and it's a great game. I just won't ever get 3 players together. It's a minimum 3-player game. Great game. Played the White Castle Duel. Tim and Sierra gave me mediocre reviews on it, so I wasn't expecting much, but I actually liked it better than I thought it would. But it's still, I'd play the White Castle over that any day.
Okay.
I don't know if this came out. Emberheart, played that. We've already talked about that. I
Yeah.
like that one. I actually Dogfight 1917, which is a fighting game with the biplanes.
This is the Arcane Wonders one.
Yes, and you're using cards to move around and fight and shoot, and it's just last man standing game. and it's got that same type of feel to me, for me, like Unmatched, where you're using your cards and stuff. And
James, what was the game that was the 4-hour game that you were getting into when I tried to get a hold of you, or were you just avoiding me?
that was probably Inventions. The
4 hours?
Lacerda. Yeah. It was
Wow,
from
okay.
2
That would
to
track.
6. Yeah, it was 2 to 6. Also demoed Saloon Shootout. It's out on GameFound or Kickstarter now. It's by Mid-Level Meeple. The co-designer, she taught it. It's a cute game. It's 2 phases. You're playing cards at the first phase, and you're playing blackjack more or less. But they deal out cards to set the height. Instead of 21, it could be like 1 to actually it could be 0 to I think it was like 18 or something, 15.
Okay, that's interesting.
But you got a hand of cards, but you also have cheat cards that are unique to you, and they have 2 different values, but they're marked, so you can tell that they're the cheat cards, and so they can catch you cheating by if that card is either in their hand, the real one is in their hand or out in the middle. So like, hey, wait a minute, that's a cheat card, and then you have to flip it to the next value. That might bust you, but if you get 2 of every time you get caught cheating, you get a marker. So then when somebody hits the limit of cheating, they flip the table and go into phase 2, and that's when the shootout happens. Then it's a real time. You're trying to make they re-deal out all the cards, and the backside has the phase 2 part. You're trying to make matches with symbols of all the other players, and you have to have bullets. So you're trying to get bullets, and if you match 3 of a kind of one of the other players, you give them a bullet, you shoot them. So you're trying to kill each other and last man standing. But so it was pretty fun. You'd have to have the right crowd for that, but it was funny. The real time part would
Sounds fun.
It's fun for what it is. I don't think it's met its funding goal yet, but so I highly recommend going out there. It's called Saloon Shootout, and support, because she was really nice. Said she goes to River City Con a lot, and she likes some breakfast place that has good biscuits. I don't know. I don't like biscuits, so I don't remember what it was, but so I told her to come out there and show us on River City Con. Hopefully she'll come out. They do gunfights and gambling, which she showed me that one too, but I like this one better. It's a I guess they call themselves mid-level because they want to do like medium weight. It's a little lower than medium weight, but it's not lightweight.
Okay.
So yeah, I played Rising Cultures again. Still kind of on the fence on that one. It's kind of meh. I think that came out this year.
It is losing its stride the more you play. I feel like it almost does need an expansion, and one that brings 4 players to the mix if they could do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not going to have staying power.
Right. Didn't you all win that or something, Tim?
I brought it from Breden.
Oh,
no,
okay.
we played it at we tried to win it at Lexicon.
Right. I don't know if Aspens is new, but I think I told y'all it's if Through the Ages but dumbed down, or not through the ages, through the desert but dumbed down.
Through the desert. I was like,
it uses a die roll.
Desert.
Yeah, through the desert, and you're just putting down your trees. You're dice rolling, and you can get caught where you can't put it on your trees. You can expand, and that's the point of the game, is to get most of the tiles, more than the other player. It's a 2-player game, and it was broken because the guy I was playing against couldn't get. He got stuck, so I was just taking over the board. I just kicked his butt pretty quickly.
The game is a ton better if you play with the weather expansion and the other expansion that adds like druid powers and all this other stuff. Once you play with that, it feels like a complete game.
Okay.
Where it felt like the original, because they sent it to me to review, and I just felt it was missing something. But when I started adding expansions, I was like, now it feels like a real game because there's different powers and tokens you put out and everything. So
anything that's like Through the Desert, it's a no.
Oh, Through the Desert's pretty fun.
All right, let me say, we've changed all the characters to anamorphic squirrels.
Yeah, there you go.
It's co-op.
I have nothing against camels. Camels are great.
Well, I mean, but
if they're
aspen trees and pine
figures.
trees. The aspens are pine trees and aspen trees.
One thing that Origins does every year is they have the awards, which I actually did not pay attention to this year. I'm glad that George mentioned it before we started this podcast, because I looked up the winners, and we're going to blast through most of these because they're irrelevant to us.
Hey, Tim, question.
What's up?
Question for you. Since James went, do you want me to quickly fire the last ones I had?
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
You're good. pull this one up. There's a game called Bagged and Boarded. While not for me, it's a very interesting like economic game from like Octaraffle Games or something. I can't remember what their name is. I think they're the same ones that did like Brick and Mortar. But basically, you're a comic book salesman. And you're
Lost
basically...
interest. No, I was kidding. Keep going.
That's what I'm saying. I know people that theme alone... This is one of those games, theme goes everywhere. So if you, on your side, if you look into it, but basically everything is comic book themed. They've created fake comics for the game. And basically it's an economic game where you're going around and saying, my comic's worth this. And if you collect the signatures from the authors to put on your comic, then it doubles the price. So it's just a really interesting, like economic game, but it's all based around comics. So I think there's going to be a very specific group of people that are going to love this.
Exactly.
Just from the theme alone. Yep. So that comes to Kickstarter, or it's already to Kickstarter. One of the other games we played, I'm just going through my list. Actually, this goes back to the game that James brought up. I'm really interested, and I think Tim's really interested, is the Hell of a Deal game from Smirk and Dagger.
Yes.
Where you're basically doing a Texas Hold'em co-op fighting bosses.
Yeah.
I think that game is going to blow up because it's going to introduce people that are into card games, like poker and so forth, into a way they're doing it as a game, kind of like how Flip 7, you could pull people that did card games. I think people are going to love, I think not my style because I'm not into that style, but I could see people really enjoying this game.
This is absolutely my style. I cannot wait.
Absolutely,
I knew Tim was excited.
George, yeah. And the other thing is a lot of people right now are into games like Balatro. And it's really cool to start seeing board games coming out that do the same thing. Like, what was the Ace of Spades or whatever?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yep.
So that's like a solo game, but this being a co-op and you're fighting against the devil and the devil will cheat and all this other stuff.
Oh, the theme is so strong. There's no, you can't get a better,
and the tokens are nice and hefty. They're like
the
same kind in Splendor.
He's not going to have this is the version of the game. There's no deluxe and normal.
Correct.
I feel like at this point, we should just kind of stay that course. There's no reason to have non-deluxe games. Like just make it the game because at this point, people are expecting to pay up to $80 for a board game. For a game that's produced really well.
Pretty soon, you're not gonna own your board games. It's gonna be a subscription service. You're just
Oh, this is a $70 game. Wow.
That looks pretty good. The other two games I'll add is I played a little demo of Excursions, which is the game set in the Galactic Cruise universe.
Oh yeah,
and it's a little shorter. It's like a 90-minute-ish game, but it's developed by the same person that did Fromage. So you have this whole rondelle, and basically you're on a space station, and you're trying to create a dream vacation. So there's a lot of similar aspects of Galactic Cruise that are in it, but in a smaller format. You have your own section. Your board has all the different info. I don't even know how much information's online, but basically the board is a round rondelle board where it's all simultaneous action selection. Which I love games that do that because it helps speed up the game a little bit. I have pictures on my Instagram I took, but so there's stuff for that. And then the other game I played that I really liked was Drillers, which is a CGE game. So you basically are creating mechs, then drilling into the ground, creating like you're taking drilling machines and trying to go deeper into the earth. And each time you go deeper, you can build up your mech. And there's like your player boards are dual layer, which I love dual layer boards. Right. And all that. There's a lot of multi-use cards, which I also like. It's just production quality, pretty much expected. The artwork is all done in house. It's such a really fun little game. So looking forward to that one. I think the release is actually supposed to be Gen Con. There's a container shipment thing. So it's, if they get it in time, yes. If not, it might be slightly delayed, but
I like how the Drillers were like different vehicles that were converted.
So like plane and bus.
That's funny. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I think that one. And then also the Critical Role code names where it's like the D&D hybrid. That one also is like is going to be a Gen Con release.
I wonder about that one. Like, I don't know.
I watched people play it.
Do I want to play code names where everything is kind of the same? Like, no, I don't.
Yeah, it's maybe not for me, but I could see people really enjoying it. There were other games, but pretty much those were the main ones. Some of the games are just like, there were some games I'm sure you all ran into. You're just like, this looks hilarious. Like I'm a big fan of cat games. So like Emily Vincent, the one that did Pirates of the High Teas and Knitting Circle, is working on another game called Good Kitties. And they're like fat, huge, monstrous cats and everything. And basically they're going through the house, and it's like a co-op mission game where you're completing all these crazy contraptions and doing just complete chaos. And then you have to get out of there before the humans wake up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, kind of fun.
I like that
That's
kind of
cool.
stuff. I'm wondering about the Drillers game, and I should have tried it when I was there. I didn't get a chance to, but I'm wondering if it's going to be as good or replacement for Super Motherlode for me, because I really like Super Motherlode, and it's the
They
same.
look
theme.
really different. It's the same theme, but they look really different. And Super Motherlode is awesome.
Yeah, so we'll see if it's that quality.
So what kind of awards are we looking at? Let's go.
All right, let me start over so we can clip that.
Yeah.
For Origins, every year they do an awards stuff, and some of these are role-playing related or other things related. So I'll read through them real quick just to give them some credit here. But I'll start at the bottom. We got randomized constructible game of the year is Gudnak, Gudnak. But then it says expansion bundle. Sure.
I don't even know what category that is.
I don't either.
Constructible
RPGs.
game.
I don't know. A randomized constructible game of the year sounds like it would be, I don't know, like a TCG, but not.
Yeah.
It's a collectible
It
card
sounds
game
like a
to some
TCG.
degree.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
What'd you say it was called?
randomized constructible game of the year.
So you buy your own cards and you make your own deck. Okay.
I don't know, but I guess, but it's randomized.
builder.
I guess maybe it's a like a Magic the Gathering style game where you open up booster packs and such.
It says
Yeah.
recognizes the best collectible deck building or blind box games where players assemble their own decks or forces with randomized product offering. So it sounds like a
Interesting.
TCG game.
Yeah, so it's just a TCG. The way they listed this category was kind of silly.
Right.
Then there's fixed constructible game of the year. Okay, this makes more. What this doesn't make any sense at all. Riftbound, which is the Riot Games League of Legends game, but that's also booster packs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I don't know, man.
It must be the format, how you play the tournaments.
I suppose. Probably not, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, anyway, paint and hobby accessory of the year is Goblin Hobbies Stampin' Plates. If this
Okay.
is what I think it is, man, hang on. Because I know that sounds weird to like focus on. Yes, dude. Okay. I'm going to, just because it's not going to work on podcast, but it'll work for you guys. In miniature painting, you will paint very small things. And if you love to paint like emblems on shields or emblems on,
Is this the gel transfer?
Basically you put this stuff on this little acrylic looking nub, and then you press it onto, you put the paint in this little stencil, and then it transfers it into a perfect shape, like whatever image you want. And then you just roll it onto the model shield or their shoulder pad or whatever.
Wow.
And it transfers like this really awesome detailed image. You know, like if you want to put a fleur-de-lis, for instance, on a shield, you can it's kind of like you roll it onto the thing to take, you put paint in this little fleur-de-lis stencil, you roll your thing onto it to get it onto the nub, and then you roll the nub onto your miniature to transfer it.
Huh.
And before they used to do it where you would have these little transfer sheets that you would get wet, and then like the image would come off of it, and you like kind of use your paintbrush to kind of scoot it onto your shield, and then once it dries, it's part of it. But this is fantastic, man.
So fun fact about this, multiple years ago, this was from nail art. So we have a bunch of the stuff here where you have your metal sheet, you put your ink on, you wipe it off, and then they're little like kind of a spongy kind of
it's from
like a
what
gel
art?
For nails, like fingernails.
Oh, for nails. Okay.
So it's basically the same idea. You wipe it off, put the roll on, tap it on your nails to do like tessellated patterns and stuff like that. We have
That's
like
how they do all that.
Yeah, we have
That's
a bunch
cool.
of that in the other room. It's just cool that they've actually transferred and done it into like a miniature hobby.
Man, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that's really cool.
We're going to get more crossover. We're
Yeah,
gonna
you
have
go
a
on
crossover
Amazon
between
and buy
like
all the plates on Amazon of all the different patterns and stuff. And we did it on some models like years ago. But yeah, it's cool to see that because it's an underutilized thing. And it literally, if you do it right, is almost like you did a vinyl transfer. It's really, really sharp.
I can't wait to see more women that like long, sexy nails in the hobby. That'll be great.
Fair enough.
Because it's so useful when you're at a cash register and you're like, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah.
Trying to type on a keyboard.
Yeah.
So we got miniature of the year. It says Warhammer Age of Sigmar,
Shocking.
which sure. Miniatures game of the year, which sounds like more like Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Anyway, Blood Bowl 3rd season edition. Man,
Okay.
Blood Bowl is such a great game. Then you got some role-playing game supplements. You got Call of Cthulhu, the Sutra of Pale Leaves. Role-playing game of the year is Land Eam.
Land of Eam.
It says Land Eam.
Land
We'll go
of
with
Eam.
Land of Eam.
I know that one because it's like made for the classroom. Like it's going to be great.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, and the stuff that we're looking for here, board games, ready? Cooperative or solo game of the year is The Lord of the Rings Fate of the Fellowship by Z-Man Games.
Fair enough.
I would agree with that.
I need to play that.
Heavy game of the year, heavy strategy game of the year. I'm assuming James will like this. Speakeasy by Eagle Griffin.
Great game. Excellent game. I
Is
agree
it
with
the best? Is it the best of the year?
Is it better than Orla Rouge? Oh, that's 2026.
heavy.
Never mind.
Yeah.
25 releases. Light strategy game of the year is Winter Rabbit.
No idea.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've heard of it. I own it. I've never gotten anyone to play it with me. I have tried.
Sad face.
Man,
Yeah.
apparently
So-
you're missing out on the best light strategy game of the year.
Exactly. But nobody wants to play it. So how can it be the best? Like I've never seen anyone playing it. But okay, that's fine. The game itself is a very interesting semi co-op where you have to provide for the village, but there's this rabbit character that is the trickster, like messing with you, and you don't want to be the one messed with the most, but at the same time you have to provide for the village. And the game is incredible in its presentation and its theme and cultural ties to the Cherokee. And it's actually it comes in is it Cherokee? I could be wrong, but two different. Yeah, I think it is Cherokee, but it's the language. The game comes with two sets of cards that are in English and in Cherokee and everything. Like it's really, really nice. I've just never had the chance to play it because I can't get people to play it with me. So I'm blown away that this was selected when hardly anyone that I know has heard of it or played it. I'm glad I have it. I'm looking forward to finding out that it's the best. But I wonder about that choice.
Now you're gonna force people by threatening them.
Yeah,
Oh no,
yeah.
maybe I'll just say, hey, you guys want to play the best game of
Now,
Origins?
this is
And
the
then
light strategy game of the year according to Origins 2025. Party game of the year, Hot Streak.
I wanted to play that, but I didn't.
And okay, I don't know.
is it
Is
a
that the
party
one
game?
with the goofy? Is that the one with the
Yeah.
goofy little characters that run on the?
They're like
Yeah.
mascots and they're
Yeah,
running
the
down.
mascots.
You're bidding on. I don't know. Is it fun? It's silly.
I'm sure for the right group, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
not
tremendous.
my vibe.
It's really good. It's really good, guys.
I was frustrated with it, but that's fine. It's really
good.
silly. It really is more of an activity than an actual game. Because I'm sorry, there's really nothing you can do. You're just, it's like throwing money at a TV screen, being like, yeah, I hope he gets a streaks naked across the football field. Yeah.
For me, it looks
very
like
little
like-
agency.
What?
You have
I was
very
to
little
say-
agency. You just put in a couple cards each round. That's all you get to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather just play Fall Guys because that's basically what it is.
Fall Guys.
Focus.
Never.
And the gateway game of the year is Railroad Tiles by Horrible Guild. I've not played this. I do want to play it though. This one I brought up, I actually think I had this on my Origins list last year.
I like
Yeah.
those guys. They're
It was
really
in the
cool.
library. I was going to try it, but
I
another
really
one
like,
I didn't get to try.
Railroad Inc. So it would make sense
Sure.
that Railroad Tiles would be really good. So
It probably is really good, but wouldn't you? I'm just trying to understand the categories. Would the gateway game of the year, wouldn't that be the game that has brought the most players into the hobby? Do we think it's Railroad Tiles?
No, I think it's just how to get somebody into the hobby. So
I
you
think
your
I feel like
plan.
you
play
said
this
that.
game and then it leads. It's like a gateway
I
Like
think
it's
a
not
little
necessarily
subjective,
doing
but-
it; it's just the choice of how you could.
Yeah, but I mean, you could argue that a light strategy game would be the same thing because, like,
Yeah.
for instance,
Yeah.
Azul, I would consider a light strategy game.
Agreed.
I would also consider it a gateway game.
Yes.
Same
Yeah,
thing
it
with
can be
like
both.
Ticket
It
to
can be
Ride
both.
kind of idea.
But I
Right.
guess it makes sense
You know,
why
it's definitely.
I was going to say it makes sense why Winter Rabbit didn't win the gateway game of the year since nobody's played it, apparently, according to
Or
George.
heard of it.
Well, I don't know that.
No, I'm just kidding.
They only sold one copy.
Yeah.
And I can't get anyone to play it.
All right. Well, moving on from the the awards for
Is that-
Origins. We're going to talk. James, did you do the math trade? Is that how you got the golden grail that sits behind your shoulder?
Yeah, right there.
Oh,
Yes. I got I got 2 Grail games there, and I knew I was getting this one because I traded for it. Yeah, the virtual flea market is on Origin. It's on BGG. It's I don't know what you call it, but you can put up your games up there. What I did was I was going to sell a bunch of games to
Yeah, that's
fund,
the virtual flea market. Yeah.
this trip, and I didn't want to bring 60 games to Lexicon, so I put all of them on this site to see how much would sell here. Well, actually, I sold 42 games here.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
it's insane.
Gosh,
And
for the
so-
people that are listening to the podcast, tell them what is the game that is.
I think
the
he was gonna
Grail?
get to it.
DMs. You
Yeah.
wanna say it?
Oh, maybe it wasn't.
DMs. It's I knew Tim would be jealous. As soon as I saw it listed on that virtual, I told him I'll buy it. And it turned out
How much you pay for it? How much you pay for it? Is that disclosable?
30
Tim will
30 I
double
think
it.
it was. I think
That's
no, actually
ridiculous.
he gave me $10 to take it because he ended up buying something for me, so we traded, and mine was $10 more than his, so he gave me $10.
But didn't we have that listed for $30? I'm like kind of upset now.
I jumped right on it. I mean, quick as I saw it, I couldn't believe. I think it'd been out there for a week or two, so I was like,
I've never heard of this game. Please advise.
Dude, okay, look.
Tim will
it
give
is-
you 100 for it right now.
Probably. It is a roll and write game where you're rolling all these dice, and I think it translates to yummy in French.
I think that's what you said. You talked about it before.
Yeah. And it basically has it's just 1 through 6, right? But each value is just a different fruit with a little face on it.
Right. It's a 6-sided dice.
Right. You're rolling all these dice and you are doing the same thing as Yahtzee. You only get to roll twice or whatever.
Once.
And then
you re-roll once. Well, you roll twice,
you
but
roll
you re-roll
once and then you
once.
re-roll once. And whatever you have, you can mark one thing off on your board. So maybe you have like 2 of a kind or 3 of a kind or a full house or a straight or one of each type of thing.
Let's see if I can.
And so
focus.
as you mark them off, you're going to get more and more points for going further into the row of 3 of a kind. The more 3 of a kinds you get, the more points you get. And the game ends when somebody gets like 40 or 50 points. I don't remember what it was. But once you fill in all your circles or whatever.
Hearts.
But the thing is, at the end, you get these stars as you're checking things off, and you can buy these cards. And the cards just make the most ridiculous broken combos.
Right.
But everybody is playing on the same level. So you get these cards. It's like, okay, well, if you roll 3 of a kind, or like everything that you check off is double points, or at the end, if you get to the end and you're clicking off the last thing, you get like triple points. I mean, it's just
So everything is OP then.
all the
Right.
cards are very OP, and it just makes it so absurd and fun. It is
I don't
such
mind
a,
stuff like that because everybody is doing the same thing.
right. You can get multiple cards throughout the game, and they will combo together in ways that are like table flipping. Right. But and you think there's no way I'm going to be able to beat this. And then you buy a card that pairs up with another card, and you're like, I just got 30 points.
Right.
You know, it's
How
just
long does a game usually take?
10 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not much.
See,
it says
that's the
30
reason I
minutes
asked.
on the box.
Because if it's shorter, that's even better. Because
Right,
can,
because-
let's go again.
You can get frustrated and somebody wins because it's like, holy crap, that combo was nuts. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
You know, and
I mean,
That's
like
rad.
there's a card that allows you to change. You can change the strawberries into kiwis. So if you have and stuff like that, it's pretty powerful. And Tim destroys me on BJ every time we play it, but I still
Fine.
enjoy it.
it
It's
is
funny.
such a good
the,
game.
I will
the
say
back of the-
rolling rights is the one thing we have very limited play of rolling rights. So we're kind of looking into different ones. Like one of the ones I may be playing is the Three Sisters Harvest Edition.
Yeah, I saw that. I almost bought it.
It's like it's an engine building rolling right.
Right. What is the flipping right one? The rock and roll one.
Oh yeah, Rolling Right Records.
Yeah, flipping right, or is it flipping right?
Well, either way,
Yeah,
let's
it's
stay on
really good.
topic.
Okay, sorry. But yeah.
with your math trade stuff or your flea market, and I
But
guess
yeah.
I was really just leading into that so you could talk about memes. So it was
But
personal.
yeah, that
gratification.
one you got to make sure for anybody that's thinking about doing it is have a poster board with your BGG username so people can find you. I mean, that makes it so much easier. That's what everybody's walking around, and it's the big room that they usually do Blood on the Clock Tower in. But
Wow.
it's Saturday morning, and I met a few people, but I met him previous. Like I knew I was getting this, and I knew Tim would be jealous before Origins. I didn't say anything about it.
He just
So,
took a picture. I thought he faked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Gen Con, they have a virtual flea market, and everybody, well, you can meet people individually throughout the weekend if you want to like schedule that with people, like each individual person. But they also do the meetups at the math trade that happens Sunday morning. So it's really neat to go and put all your stuff into the math trade. I'm surprised you didn't do the math trade, James.
Because I didn't really want to. I was trying to come back with less games than I went with.
Oh, a flea market
That's my
makes more
goal.
sense. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
selling stuff there. You're trading the other way.
Right. This
But
is the only trade I did, and you know why.
yeah. So like, it's really cool to do the virtual flea market and do the math trade because you can meet up in one spot. With that being said, we're going to just throw some few things out there. What other things do y'all want to talk about as far as like booths that you went to that were really interesting, non-game related stuff? I mean, if you want to talk about components or whatever, we're kind of running out of time here. So we'll talk about other events that you went to. George, if you want to talk about some of the workshops quickly.
Yeah, just really quickly, I was at the educational conference for the first time, and one of the reasons I went was to get information about role-playing games in the classroom. And I met Adam Watson, who was giving some workshops on that very topic. He is from Louisville, Kentucky, and is one of the experts on the subject. He's written a book called Polyhedral Pedagogy, and he was tremendously helpful. I was really glad to take advantage of this, and I'll be doing these workshops in the future. I recommend them for educators and therapists.
Is it just how to use gamification in the classroom, basically? I'm not distilling it and making fun. I'm just trying to give a quick understanding.
Yeah, in some of the ones that I went to, but then there were other workshops too that were about different kinds of gamers in the classroom, and like neurodivergent students and how to get them involved in games, and there was good information.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Brad, what events you went to? I mean, you already kind of talked about the Asthma Day thing, but did you do any other events?
What did I do?
Or did you go to any cool booths? Anything like that? What was the coolest booth?
Let's see. We did do the paint.
Also, none of you people gave me clearance pictures from people. Like, what is going on?
What?
Clearance.
I didn't find any clearance.
Oh, really?
Oh no, there wasn't any.
Oh, what? That's one of my favorite things to do is to go to these cons and see like old stock that people are like $5 for this game and $10 for that game. Oh, I love it. I love that stuff.
I will say this. My primary reason for going was for also increased networking and meeting a lot of the publishers for reviews. So I don't remember how many games I had, like 27 or something, but I only bought 3. So all the others were for like review copies and stuff like that. But for me, like some of the other booths I thought they were really fun is we did the paint and take. So
that's always fun
for the army painter. Yeah. So we, Mel, Emma, and myself, we all picked the exact same one and then did a paint where like
competition.
Yeah. Like Emma's was like kind of looked like moss growing all over it. Mel's was like hyper pink and like neon greens and very like 50s aesthetic. And then mine looked like it was from like a nuclear wasteland. It's like this robot. I'll get it to show you afterwards.
Okay. I mean, just for people listening, like
it's like a robot with like its arms stretch out, but on the base it tells what it's from. I just can't remember.
I gotcha.
So we did that, and then Mel, what was the name of that artist that won? What's his name? The artist we met in the back every year, Nigel Sod. He is a brilliant artist. He currently lives in Italy, but man, his work is absolutely insane. So every year we run into him, he's like, hey! He's all like, because we spent like an hour talking to him before. So brilliant guy. He was really cool.
I can't remember. Does Origins have a artist gallery area? Like
they sort
Yes.
of do, but then there's other pockets that are kind of. It's more like the outer edges of Origins is kind of where all the artists are. And for me, like as an artist, there were a couple artists I met. Like there's a game that we got. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's Fakin. It's this game called Fakin, created by Wraith. It's like a tarot side deck, but the art is absolutely beautiful, really well done.
Yeah.
So she signed it. Had her do
George,
it, and then
did you see that, George?
I
What's
have that. I have that one. I backed.
Oh, you have
Fakin.
it?
Okay, it's got a
It's
score
a
on the
very,
cover.
very
so-
fun social deduction kind of game. It's great.
So we met. It's like Jessica Appeal, I think is her name, and she signed it and everything. That's kind of why we were like, dude, it's beautiful art.
Yeah.
One other booth I'll mention. Are you guys familiar with a company called Post Curious?
Yes.
They do this game, Emerald Echoes. So it's like a very complicated. It's almost like those games. So my wife and them play a lot of the Hunt a Killer games and all of those type of like very complex stuff that has like really, really complex ciphers in it. And this company makes, man, as an artist, their stuff is so brilliantly done, but also very complex. There's even a tarot card deck game we bought. And then they gave us that game for review. But oh my God, dude, their art is just phenomenally done. Brilliant company. Also super sweet people. And I would say overall, that's kind of my takeaway is most of every booth, the people were always so nice to talk to, and just you would meet the designers, you meet the developers.
Origins is a great place for that because they don't feel as pressured to move on to the next person that's coming to the booth or the 55 customers they have every second.
And I can talk to you 5 feet away and not yell at you because I can't hear you because, and the booth spaces. And the last thing I'll say is what I found interesting is every 10 feet you walk, you're either hot or you're freezing to death. So it was like, but it was like really, I was fine, but everybody else was a little, but yeah, man, it was a lot of fun though. There was some other booths I'd have to think about it, but those are some of the best ones.
All right, well, let's do this. Well, let's wrap up some final thoughts roundtable, starting with George. What did you overall, like I said, final thoughts, closing statement for Origins this year?
Really useful for me. I'm excited to be bringing some of these ideas into my classroom, and had a great time.
James?
It was better than I thought. I was worried I wasn't going to enjoy it as much because the events weren't that good, but my buddy convinced me to do the board game library the whole time. So I mainly played a bunch of games there, and I didn't get to tell you my booth that I liked.
My bad. Added into this.
There's a real quick. This guy, he was making tavern signs. He's a woodworker, and I heard this cat meowing. I was like, "What is the cat meowing?" And there's 2 cat trees. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, and they're filled with mimics, wooden mimics. They're but they're dice holders. They're very tiny. And they had a sponge in there for like 5. I was worried to open them at first. I didn't know if it was going to be like the monster book from Harry Potter where it starts biting me because it's got teeth. Is where it connects to. It was pretty cool. It was really cool. It had eyes. It had the big story behind it about the mimics and how to feed them and all that stuff. But they were just dice holders for dungeon masters, and they were just so cool. I was like, this is pretty cool, and it was led to my most uncomfortable moment. I won't get too deep into it, but this lady started talking to me, and then all of a sudden for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I heard all her medical history, and I didn't want to know it. And I was trying to get away. But I don't know how I finally got away. But
you gave her 15 minutes of therapy, James.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, and I heard too much about her brother's medical history also. And
well, that's not therapy, but
right. She just needed somebody to talk to. That's fine. I had no problem with that, but I was in a hurry because it was the last day and I was trying to get to some booths and just kind of have people, like Brian said, talk to me and tell me about some of the games and demo, just the ones I hadn't hit. But I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, but they were like 75. One was $75 and one was $50. Whereas a little box to hold dice. I mean, if I was big in the Dungeons and Dragons or any of that kind of stuff, I would probably got one because it's just so cool. I mean, it was pretty cool. But overall, it was a really great time. I didn't know if I was going to go back next year, but I think it's almost definite. I'll be going back to Origins next year because I just like the mix of playing and selling game, the booths and stuff, just the whole mix of it. It's just such a good time, and it's only 3 hours away from me, so it's not that far away to drive. So
I was actually kind of happy with the parking. In all seriousness,
well, we parked at the hotel.
Really?
We always get a hotel connected to the convention, so I just parked there at the hotel.
So we parked at the center garage. I think it's the one that's directly connected to the convention center because we got an Airbnb in German Village because
Okay.
there's a bookstore we wanted to go to because Emma is a big reader. So we took her to the book loft. Have you ever been there?
No,
Yes. That's
Dude,
one
so
of the best bookstores in the area.
world. It's so
Wow.
basically it's a 3-story, 2 different houses combined, and there's 32 rooms.
It's like
And
a
it's
maze.
basically it's very maze-like. If you turn the lights off, you would almost get lost because it goes into a room and like, I'm stuck. Where do I go? You have to backtrack yourself around and everything. And at any given time, they're all new books, but there's 500,000 books in there at any given time.
there was a bookstore in Lexington like that, but it's smaller, very smaller scale. Like a 2-story house, but you were walking through like a house trying to
Yeah,
in a maze in a used bookstore. But it was pretty
Yeah,
it's
cool.
rad.
it's
That
lovely.
place is rad.
Book Loft is great. Yeah.
Well, give us your final thoughts, Brian. Well, actually, I guess give us your first impressions of Origins. Just a real quick statement.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
No, actually, I will say out of all the conventions, it's a really well done convention. There's a lot of room. You don't feel so claustrophobic. Everybody was super nice. You actually can talk to people and hear what's going on. It was just a pleasant experience. I guess that's really the only thing I can think
Yeah.
of.
Yeah,
It is. Good
it's
one.
a good convention. I'm sad that I've missed it a few years in a row now, but I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to going back to it, hopefully next year. So,
Yep. Good.
all right. Well, we want to thank you for tuning into episode 165 of the MeepleCore Gaming Podcast. This one's about Origins, and it's such a great convention to go to. So if you haven't been, I would highly recommend it, especially if you're looking forward to something bigger than your local conventions. This is a great stepping stone into something like Essen or Gen Con. So this episode was recorded on June 24th, 2026. Send questions and comments to meeplecore@gmail.com. Follow MeepleCore on your favorite social media platforms and check out the video versions of the show on YouTube. Then, till next time, this is Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple.
George Breden.
James Fitzgerald.
And Brad, that
Keep on rocking and rolling dice.